Morning there, team. Hope you're all having a fantastic start to the week, guys. I'm incredibly excited to share this with you today. I'm incredibly excited to share our live training with you this week because for mine, and I've already experienced this is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to your content marketing sequences. And some of you have probably already read some of the posts that I popped through Facebook in the last couple of days. You would have noticed a significant change in the way that I've formatted and framed up those posts. We're going to go through that today, guys, because this for me is the game changer. This is next level for your content creation, and particularly, as we touched on a couple of weeks ago, particularly when we start looking at highlighting and making people aware of problems that they're facing, so problems that your market is experiencing on a daily basis, and then obviously a great way to provide a solution. Now, like I say, guys, some of you would have already read the post that I wrote last night about Carolyn, well done Supermum, and the post over the weekend about, wanting, are you a personal trainer wanting more clients? Guys, if you haven't yet checked out those posts, check out, particularly after we go through this today, check out my personal profile. I popped them on there. Check that out, have a read through, and I'm sure you'll see, and what we go through today will make incredible sense as to your ability, and what we're going to work on now is as to your ability to tell a story in order to share a problem, so that you can then provide a solution to people to connect not just on that physical level, but most importantly to connect on an emotional level. And that's really where we're going to change the game now. It's really where we're going to take our content next level. So, guys, I'm hoping my arm doesn't fall off because my selfie stick broke. But anyway, let's get through this live training and let's get rocking and rolling. So, how to tell the story. Now, I know it's back to front, guys, but you can obviously read what I've got on the board still. You're all very clever. So, a couple of really key things when we start telling and sharing a story. Now, guys, you can obviously share a personal account, your own personal experience, or as I did with Carolyn last night in the story that I shared my experience as to when Carolyn came to me first over 3 years ago. I think it's coming up 4 years this September, so wow, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so you would have noticed I use words in my post like I remember. Okay, I remember this. I remember feeling like this. I remember doing this. I remember doing that. I remember when I started. Okay, I remember this and that. Okay, I remember that when I started, I did this or I did that. So, as some of you have already read with my PT post, I remember when I first started in the gym that I felt incredibly overwhelmed at the prospect of meeting new strangers or meeting strangers and having to go up and talk to strangers. I walked the floor. I made hours and hours upon end of cold calls, and that left me feeling, drained. It made me feel like this exercise was pointless. Why on earth was I doing this? This wasn't what I signed up for. Okay, so I'm going to pop these notes in the comment section below at the end so that you guys have got this simple format. For those of you that haven't yet had your coaching sessions this week, we're going through this later on this week. So, guys, you're going to get a double dose of it. As to those that I've already gone through this with, you guys are getting a refresher, so it's all going to work out really well. Okay, so using words like I remember, I did this and I did that, and then I felt. So remember, guys, the I did and the I did this and the I did that allows you to connect physically on a physical level because you're connecting with physical actions that you've done. So I walked the floor, I made cold calls, I tried every diet under the sun. Okay, I felt flat. Okay, that's where we connect emotionally. So I felt flat, I felt drained, I felt tired, I felt lethargic, I felt worn out. I felt like I was the busy mum that was always worn out. Okay, and then there's a really important connecting line here, and you can see it there. Some of you probably feel the same. You'll notice this is in both posts that I've written. Some of you probably feeling the same. Some of you reading this right now are probably feeling the same. So you've connected with them physically, in terms of the actions that they're going through day in, day out. You've connected with them emotionally because you felt this and felt that by doing those actions. And then, of course, what we want to say is, and connect even more so with that audience, but more so with those target clients, is to say, some of you reading this right now, or some of you listening to me right now, are probably feeling the same way. I'm also going to post, I'll post these notes, but I will also post an example of one of the posts that we've written. Now, guys, again, I don't expect you to get this overnight, but in telling a story, in really kicking off your week. Now, one of these posts per week is perfect as a starting point. It's terrific as a starting point. And you're going to find that as you write these, they're going to get better and better and better. You're going to be able to connect even deeper, even better emotionally, and you're then going to be able to provide your solution. So in highlighting the problem, recap, we tell the story. I remember I did this and I did that, or I was doing this and I was doing that, and it left me feeling like this. Some of you reading this right now are probably feeling the same way. And then, of course, what we start to do is we then start to frame up and we then start to provide our solution. So once we've painted this, really, let's face it, it's going to be a negative picture. You know why? Because people love negative news. So it's going to be a negative picture of what we've of what those daily rigours are, what those daily challenges are, and how they're leaving you feeling, or how they're leaving your clients feeling. Now, guys, as I say, I've written one with Carolyn, so feel free to write one about your clients. So all of a sudden, now what we have is a wonderful way to actually write some success stories of our clients without necessarily needing them to do a testimonial. It's also a wonderful way to do some Facebook advertising to connect with your target audience, to connect with your target client. Okay? In framing the solution, same thing. You also then want to touch on the physical side of things, of what your solution entails. So, for example, we have a postnatal or a prenatal program, or we have our complete body transformation program. And, of course, then we highlight the emotional benefits. So feel re-energized, feel fitter, feel healthier. And then after writing this, what you might then do is then follow this post up with a testimonial from a client, or with some before and after photos. Okay, like I say, you can also utilize this format to share success stories, where you can, of course, write about what you've obviously write about the client's story, but then obviously share their before and after photo as well. Okay, it's really, really powerful. Okay, so guys, I'm going to pop these notes in our group just below in the comments section here. As I say, all of you are going to go through this week in terms of how to write this fantastic piece of copy, how to write your problem and solution content, that content piece, that blog piece, so much better. And as I say, guys, this is going to be a skill that you are going to refine over time. So, again, keep it simple. It's amazing how, and in talking to some of you this week, it's amazing how sometimes we actually take a little too much for granted, in the sense that we, I think, over-assume, or we even start telling people how they're feeling instead of sharing a story, sharing problems, challenges, issues, sharing how either you felt, or how your client felt, or how someone in particular felt, and then actually allowing our prospects, allowing our audience to make their own minds up. Okay? If you notice, it's something they're doing really well on reality TV shows right now. Okay? So guys, I hope this helped. This is a massive game changer. Again, we're going to work on this through our sessions this week. If you have any questions, shoot them below. But guys, if you need to watch this replay a couple of times, I well and truly understand. But again, let's start connecting more deeply on a physical and emotional level. Have your content really reaching out to that specific target client that you want to be working with. Have a great day, guys. Hope our little live training's helped, and I'll talk to you all soon.